Patrick,
Yes?
before we start the podcast, I want to talk to you about something.
Okay, what is that?
I want to talk about the Freedom Group.
Okay. I'm familiar.
I think they are single-handedly doing more for men who struggle with pornography than any other group that I'm aware of.
You mean talks? You mean talks? I don't know if that's a good thing to say, but you mean 45-minute talks about oxytocin aren't doing it?
I think we need more men getting up in front of high schoolers and talking about how hot and beautiful their wives are.
I think we need more men putting wigs on a high schooler and firemen carrying him across the stage. I think that's funny, and I think Jason Everett should keep doing that.
I've never seen this. I don't know if that's appropriate. The Freedom Group is a very the way that they help men is so human. It's so tied up in the actual psychology and the science of how your cravings work and how your addictions work. This works for pornography, which is mostly what they're targeting, but it also really works for any craving that a man is experiencing. You'd get a coach. You get to do it in community. You get walked through at your own pace. The best part is they get a free discovery call. So you can go to thefreedomgroup.co right now, and you can do a discovery call today, and they will set you up. You can even just go and talk to them, which is really cool. And I think everybody should do that. Patrick, what do you think?
And you get, like, the thing about the free coaching call is you get value out of the 30 minutes. Like, and it's even if you end up going with them, like, even if you don't end up using their whole service, you still get value out of the 30 minutes. So it's like zero risk. You know, so you can go to thefreedomgroup.co. You can take a free 3-minute assessment, schedule a 30-minute coaching call, and they will help you get free of the pornography that is chaining you and all of the things that you turn to when you're not watching pornography, like food or like TV or what's another good one?
Alcohol.
Alcohol. That's a good one. I kind of put that one under food, but I guess it is a beverage. Anyway, all that stuff, you go to thefreedomgroup.co.
Thank you to the Freedom Group for sponsoring this episode of Bropostles.
On this week's episode of Bropostles, what do I do if I lost 110 pounds but still feel fat? And what do I do if this guy at Young Adult Group won't stop stalking all of my friends? All of this and more on this week's episode of Bropostles.
Welcome to Bropostles, the podcast for people who take their faith seriously but not themselves. I'm Ethan,
and I'm Patrick. And hey, it's our 9th anniversary. We're recording on our 9th anniversary, which is exciting.
The first podcast we ever uploaded was on 9/11/2016. Yep. Mm-hmm. And do you know what that episode was about?
Planes.
Israel. No, oh, sorry.
No, just kidding. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was about dating. It was about dating. And here we are back in our original groove. We're talking about dating. We're giving you dating advice. But it's been like 24 hours since Charlie Kirk died. Was assassinated. It's a little bit.
He didn't die. He didn't just die. He was brutally assassinated.
Yeah,
in public.
So, I mean, we can't not talk about it. I've been talking about my job, like, at work, and then in between, like, calls, talking to my coworkers, like, dude, I can't believe someone killed Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, I can believe it. But I also
they did shoot the president. Someone shot at the president and then did it again, and then a third time. So
I mean, they killed Shinzo Abe.
Yeah, man. And what did he do?
Nothing. Yeah, it is really sad. Yesterday was a hard day. It's weird. Somebody said this is what the country felt like when JFK was killed. It's like hard to understand when like all your boomer aunts and uncles are like, oh, it felt like a member of our family died. Mm-hmm. And I kind of feel a similar sense. Like, he was on college campuses. He was with the youth. He was our age. He's 31. I'm 29. I've listened to podcasts. I've seen him in clips forever, like, it feels like someone dying, which is really weird.
I didn't realize how much he was loved even within, like, the conservative influencer world.
He commanded a lot of respect.
I saw
which is
like Glenn
rare.
Beck and Megyn Kelly break down
Crying.
in tears, like
Yeah.
uncontrollable tears. You can't
Yeah.
It's just weird. It was weird to see Santa Claus Glenn Beck breaking down crying.
Yeah.
Very white-haired fella. Yeah, just a very strange 24 hours it's been. You can feel like my wife doesn't care about politics, and she was like, why does this feel so different? And I think it's because everybody has a guy who believed what Charlie Kirk believes in their family. Everyone knows that guy, like a nice conservative guy who's very sticks to his principles, and he's very and he's a Republican, and he's a diehard, and he's you don't agree with him on everything. Even if you don't agree with him on everything, like you'd still respect him, and like realizing that someone views a man like Charlie Kirk as an existential threat to the country enough to kill him is scary.
Yeah.
Because like everyone, I think I'm further to the right than Charlie Kirk. I don't think I believe in free speech as much as he did.
No.
He was a little more of a liberal than I am.
It's there's so much to say, but there's also so much not to say. It feels like when I don't know, this is maybe a liberal thing to do, but like in the movie where they kill the most innocent member of the party, the kind of like the dorky person that got on everyone's nerves, and then all of a sudden there's this like gaping hole where that person once was.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we like needed that guy. We didn't realize how badly we needed that guy, but now that he's gone, it feels like there's a hole. And Charlie Kirk was someone
Dobby.
Yeah, it's like, yes, it's exactly like when Dobby died.
to pull a Harry Potter reference. I couldn't remember any other
way to connect with our millennial audience, Patrick. Very good.
You imagine describing to millennials how important Charlie Kirk. Imagine Dobby.
Yeah. I gotta go with Dobby. It feels like that. And now it's like, okay, and we'll talk more about this in the bonus podcast, but now everyone's saying, well, there's the reckoning is coming, and liberals aren't prepared for what's going to happen next. And I don't really know what that means. I'm excited to pick your brain about what you think that means.
I'm not in the group chats. I don't know what's coming next.
Save it for the bonus podcast, because this is a comedy advice show. We don't want to get too much into this.
But I think it's the thing that's on everyone's mind, and it's
not on my mind.
People spend an hour a day, an hour a week listening to us. So I think it's fine for us to kind of toss our 2 cents in the ring. I think the best revenge is
a dish served cold.
I think the best revenge is justice. The best revenge is to rebuild the only reason why someone would do this is because they felt emboldened, because they knew that like they didn't fear justice. They didn't fear justice in this world. It's like a kid who misbehaves,
or the next.
Every kid misbehaves, but you can always tell when there's a kid that's really misbehaving. You're like, you've never punished him, have you? You've never like taken away anything from him, have you? And that's what's happening to people in our country right now. They've like never received any. They have no fear of punishment because they know that they belong to a protected group, or they've had run-ins with the law and they've gotten let loose. So it doesn't really matter. Like all of the stuff that's been happening these last 2 weeks, like Annunciation and the train in the light rail and then Charlie, it's people are starting to realize how broken the justice system is, and how brazen and like how brazenly like how people disregard the law. Like they don't care. So I think the conservative reaction should be to harden our criminal justice system, like to fix the problem, to fix the rot. because the problem in the criminal justice system is not that people get caught up and like, oh, their lives are ruined. Like that doesn't appear to be the problem. The problem appears to be that we're not putting the right people in jail and we're not keeping them there. And if that's what people are afraid of, like if we restore that, then there will be less of this.
I think the conservatives should do more posting through it. I think that will solve it.
I think the conservatives should stay frosty.
I think the conservatives should keep saying, you won't believe what's coming next. And just every week we keep saying that. And then hopefully just everyone's like looking at each other like, do you know what's coming next? Do you know? Like,
I saw
maybe something will happen.
I saw someone say, you know what? It was something along the lines of like, you know what? You're just one. They were trying to like sound like, oh, you're going to start a civil war. But you could tell that they knew that like there was no civil war happening now. So they were like, you better be careful, liberals. The next thing that happens, there's going to be a civil war. And it's like, next time you shoot someone, you're going to go to your room, young man. It's like, come on. That's just so empty.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Well,
but there was a guy, the head of BLM in some city. There was like a vigil for Charlie Kirk, and he drove through, and someone drove through a vigil for Charlie Kirk. It was like the head of BLM or whatever in that city, and he screamed "F Charlie Kirk," and they like pulled him out of his car and like beat him up. And it's like, yeah, well, I guess it's happening now. I guess the conservatives are rioting.
I don't think beating up a guy is rioting. I think
no, that's true.
I think you can beat up a guy as a treat.
You can beat up one guy.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have done that 5 years ago. I don't think you could have. I don't think a group of conservatives could have gotten away with retaliatory beating up a BLM activist and gotten away with it. I think that would have been all over the news, but it hasn't been.
No, because everyone's like, we get it. Yeah. It's a silly idea. I don't have much more to say. I don't have anything deep or insightful to share. The only thing I care about is helping people. I want to grow.
Think that we need to stay frosty.
We need to stay frosty, and you and me are going to talk more about that in the bonus pod. Don't you worry.
Yes. Oh, we're going to talk all about it in the bonus pod. So if you want to listen to our deeper thoughts, it's probably going to be a depressing bonus podcast.
No, it's going to be Patrick and I are going to solve everything.
If the tone of this didn't give you a little clue, it's going to be that for an hour. But if you want that, patreon.com/Bropostles, and you'll get that $10 a month. And then if you join during the month of Patreon September, you will get entered into a drawing where you could win a $100 Visa gift card. No purchase necessary to enter.
You can also enter for free if you share the podcast with 10 friends and email proof to info@bropostles.com. Then you also get entered. So you can either join Patreon and have your whole year paid for free, or email it to info@bropostles.com, the proof that you shared this podcast with 10 of your friends.
It is a $100 Visa gift card, so you don't have to use it for a year of Patreon. You can do
No, I'm just saying you could stay subscribed for a long time, and be our friend,
and get a year of bonus podcast.
Yes.
All right.
Basketball updates.
So are you still doing basketball?
Oh, I played today. It was electric.
That's so fun.
Yes.
That's so fun. I am I'm excited to shift gears here and go to the section of the podcast where we answer your questions.
I'm ready.
Ethan, are you ready to answer some questions?
Yes.
I'm not. We need to take a 20-minute break.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be funny? All right.
No.
Okay. No, it wouldn't be funny.
It would upset me.
First question. A friend is actively discerning a religious life right now. A lot of her friends are in the dating scene / are single, and so the topic of dating comes up often, like, should I set you up with this guy? Or have you had any luck dating? She obviously isn't looking to date anyone right now, but she's not far enough in the process to share that with people, and it wouldn't be prudent to share that with all of her friends. If she's directly asked she's discerning, she'll say yes, But how should she respond to these questions so she doesn't get met with almost forced to reveal her discernment? She can't think of a good response. So she's discerning, doesn't want to talk about it. How does she respond to people wanting to set her up?
That's it?
That's it.
That's not really a problem, is it?
No, not really. I think she should just say, no, I'm good.
Yeah. This is... So her friends are trying to set her up, but she's... What is she discerning?
Religious life.
Okay. And what is she doing about that?
I guess she's doing some nun things. None of your business.
Ah.
None of your business.
It gets way easier to say no to people's advances and invitations if you are actively going on retreats and visiting cloisters or whatever ladies do, serving the poor, praying every day. Like if you're living the type of life that you're thinking about that you want to live, then there's not really, it doesn't make sense. There's like a clash that happens. It's only when you're like, are you really discerning? You know what I mean? Because if people are bringing this up to you, then they must just think that you're, on the market still. So maybe you need to commit harder. Maybe you need to stitch your own veil together. Maybe you need to start wearing a habit. Maybe you need to... Maybe, here's an idea. You could start whacking young children on the hands with rulers.
Yes. You should start acting like a nun.
Yeah.
By whacking children with rulers.
Yes.
I think that...
You could go around and you could do your best Whoopi Goldberg impression.
In more ways than one. You whoopee as Whoopi. You whoop them.
You whoopee as Whoopi. What are some other famous nuns?
Julie Andrews in Sound of Music.
Oh, yes. You could be... Here's a good way to discern. You could be a nun. You could pretend to be a nun. You could discern to pretend to be a nun. And then what you do is you need to find a beautiful Austrian man with beautiful Austrian children and make sure he's a Nazi. And then you could be his former nun, new mom lover. And there's a whistle for some reason.
You could also be the flying nun.
I don't know about that at all.
Are you familiar with the flying nun?
No.
Well, let me show you.
Okay.
I've already got it pulled up, baby.
Great.
Ready to go. I've never seen this, but my mom told me about it because my mom is of a certain age and she's familiar with this from the 50s. This can't be a whole thing. So does she actually fly away? All right, this isn't as funny as I thought it was going to be. We're moving on.
They didn't fly. She didn't fly. She didn't fly at all. A single bit. That nun was on the ground.
Look at the seagulls.
I want to see the flying nun flying. That's the mom from Mrs. Doubtfire, by the way.
When I was little, I often wished I were a bird.
This is all I got.
They seem so free and graceful.
And you weren't. Apparently, she flew. Have you seen this? This?
Nobody's ever seen this. You're
the
making
flying
up...
nun from 1967.
Wow.
76. Yeah, 67. Yeah. Flying nun. Isn't that weird?
Movie commentary track.
That was the whole thing. Why was this what was happening in the 60s? Why was they were EWTN could never.
Imagine EWTN remakes The Flying Nun and they get like some who's a hot name in Hollywood right now.
They get freaking Margot Robbie.
No, it has to be younger.
She's younger than Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie is like 45.
Oh. What if they get what's the name of that girl that does the music? She was in the High School Musicals. Olivia Rodrigo.
Sabrina Carpenter.
No. That was Sabrina Carpenter is the one that Olivia Rodrigo's boyfriend cheated on her with.
What is Madison Beer?
That is alcoholic beverage from Wisconsin.
Okay.
Sounds like a New York Times crossword.
Here's the real advice for you, question asker. You just got to communicate. It's actually quite simple. You just got to say,
"Oh yeah, we're back on the question."
Please don't set me up with your friends. I'm not interested. You don't even have to say you're discerning. You can just say, "I'm not interested in dating right now. I'll let you know if I change my mind." You got this. You just got to stand up for yourself. You could also pretend to be Julie Andrews to get a Nazi husband. Up to you.
No, he was an anti-Nazi. He was an anti-fascist.
He was in the war.
He was not a Nazi.
Hey, remember that song that they sang?
Edelweiss?
Yeah, Adolf Weiss.
Adolf Weiss. I love this line from the Wikipedia page for Flying Nun. The series was often accused of being outlandish. Yeah,
nice. It wasn't a movie. It was a series on TV.
No, it was a television series. Yeah,
that's great. So just every episode, it's like, when is she going to take off? We're just like sitting in anticipation.
She's going to fly around.
Does she save the day? Is she like a superhero? Or she just flies.
I don't know. She discovers that she can fly. It was a sitcom about Sister Bertrell, a novice nun, that allowed her to take flight in the high winds of San Juan, Puerto Rico. She helped people and solved problems at the convent. Had various misadventures.
Yeah.
Other questions on Google include, was the flying nun a real nun? The real flying nun, okay. Sister Mary Aquinas Kinski, arriving at the Sheboygan County Airport. That's where Chicken Joe is from, which is cool. And GCB. 2 Franciscan sisters in a Cherokee Sea airplane. Sister Mary Aquinas learned to fly during World War II and taught her. So the real flying nun flew an airplane.
I think it would be funny if you could fly, like without unassisted flight, and you chose to land at the Sheboygan Airport. Like you could go anywhere.
You're like, we can go anywhere. I'm going to go to Sheboygan.
You said this show was in the 60s?
Yeah.
Dude, imagine an episode of The Flying Nun where she's the reason that the Bay of Pigs fails.
No, it was in 1967. That was after the Bay of Pigs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Kennedy was killed in 63, so that was...
Got it. I see.
So the flying nun was during during the Nixon administration. I think.
She goes to Watergate. She tapes up the doors.
Yeah, dude.
She steals the tapes. That'd be funny. Just putting the flying nun. It's like Forrest Gump, but it's a nun and she can fly, is what I'm anticipating. That would be a show I would watch.
She teaches Amelia Earhart how to fly. That's her connection to that era.
Yeah, Amelia Earhart immediately dies in the Pacific Ocean because she doesn't know anything about. She's like, I can fly.
I thought she died in the Bermuda Triangle. I thought that
wherever she died. But she's like, Amelia Earhart's like, sister, you know how to fly? Sister's like, of course I know how to fly. And Amelia's like, can you teach me how to fly this newfangled biplane? And sister's like, why, of course. And then she teaches her all wrong. And then she dies. And that's how Amelia Earhart comes to an end.
Amelia Earhart is from Atchison, Kansas.
I did know that.
That's crazy.
I did know that. Yeah. When you grow up in Kansas, there's so few people from here that you learn about every single person that was from here. And it's like Amelia Earhart. And that's it.
There's got to be other people from Kansas. Jimmy Carter?
Jimmy Carter's not from Kansas, bro.
He's not from Kansas?
No.
So she died because she
refused
into
to
the
live.
Ocean, and she died
because she tried to girl boss her way to Japan.
She tried to girl boss her way to Japan. And yeah, she died in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, for sure.
Sucks. All right. Okay, next question.
Yeah.
Dear Ethan and Patrick, I'm currently a Protestant. Sorry to hear
All
that.
right.
In the Church of Christ. I'm just kidding. In the Church of Christ. I've been feeling pulled to convert to Catholicism. I'm in the Oklahoma City area. I know some Catholic churches around here. Unsure what the appropriate next steps are. I'm afraid of losing friends. Not that that's important, but I'm concerned that no lady will want to date or marry a new convert with no experience in the Catholic faith. Trust me, buddy, they're so tired of the natural born, they're going to be excited for some new blood. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Women do go crazy for immigrants.
That's not what I meant.
That's what it sounded like you were saying.
That's ridiculous. I meant like cradle and convert. I wasn't making this like a race thing.
You were trying to make it a race thing. I'm not going to let you.
These things are causing me to hesitate and overthink. TLDR, what advice would you give to a Protestant wanting to convert but worried about losing his community and starting over in a new Catholic community? What do you think, Ethan?
It's a good question. I think it's fair to be afraid of losing your friends. I think that's a normal fear. And in general, yeah, that's totally reasonable. You're not crazy for thinking that. I think you're a bit premature and worried about marriage, because I don't think it doesn't sound like you're dating anybody and you haven't converted yet. And it doesn't even sound like you've decided to convert. So right now your concerns are, what if I lose friends if I do this thing that I haven't started to do? And what if I can't find someone to marry me once I do the thing that I haven't decided to do yet? Like you're so many steps ahead. I bet your friends care about you, and I bet you can still maintain friendships. And I bet if you start going to a church, so you're in Oklahoma City, so St. Monica's is a great church. St. Francis of Assisi is a great church. There's a good young adult community downtown at the old cathedral, St. Joseph's. I know quite a few people. St. John the Baptist was the parish that I went to. There's quite a few young adults and young families. You could try to get connected. I don't know how old you are, but you could try to get connected with the UCO campus ministry. I know some people that still work there. I could get you hooked up. I mean, let me know where you're at, but there's tons of options in the Oklahoma City area for good Catholics. And there's lots of community. And the nice thing about friends is that you can find them anywhere. You don't really have to, yes, you might lose some friends, but you can always make more friends. It's it's like a renewable resource in a way.
Yes.
What would you tell this guy, Patrick?
Basically exactly what you said. You're worried about a problem that doesn't. Yeah, you're worried about a problem that doesn't exist yet. You're gonna make enough new friends to offset the old. If they hot take, if they don't like you because you're Catholic now, they were never your friends to begin with.
Whoa!
If my friend converted to Protestantism, I would still be his friend. So,
yeah.
If my good pal Ethan converted to Protestantism, I would still be his friend.
Really?
I would just take the podcast from him.
Yeah.
There's a clause in our contract that says no apostasy under threat of removing you from the podcast.
Patrick and I have an annual contract that we have to sign every year where we agree to be friends for another year, and we can't break up until that year is over. And part of that is staying Catholic. And if either of us were to leave, we legally get the other person's possessions and family.
So unless you're in some kind of a contract, I would convert to Catholicism.
Well, it's nice that you're converting. This is very exciting. I didn't know. I mean, you hear about people converting to Catholicism in the big 2025, but it's nice to hear of a normal person doing it. That's worried about
hear of
normal
Protestants
things.
Listening to the Bropostles podcast, but you don't. You like to see it, in
my experience, people that are converted into Catholicism are I really like what the Venerable Bede had to say about John chapter 7. They're talking. Who knows what they're talking about?
They have very specific interests.
Yeah, but to you, it's I just want friends and a nice gal. It's you're our kind of guy. Come on in. It's a big tent. We'd love to have you.
That's it.
If you have any questions, join the Discord, and people will answer your questions in a very kind way.
Amen.
So you're going to do great. Don't worry about it too much. Just start going to mass, start making friends. Look for people about your age. Yeah, go to the same mass regularly. Look for people about your same age. Say, hey, I'm new here. Who should I get to know to get involved? And if you do that enough times, you'll find people.
All right. Good morning, Bropostles.
What's up?
I'm a new listener.
Let's go, dude.
But I enjoy your podcast.
Popping off.
Are we back? I think we're back. This is the best day. Okay. I've enjoyed your podcast and just wanted to say thank you for making the faith lighthearted when it can be easy to not be lighthearted. Another way to put it would be taking your faith seriously but not yourself. Take that, random guy on Twitter who thought that was a lame idea.
Who said that?
That's, of course, someone said it. People don't like when you do things. I am in a dilemma. I'm 23. Have been dating my girlfriend for a year and a few months. She is 22. You sick animal. She's only 22.
She's only 22.
You animal. We both graduated recently, and she is currently taking a gap year while applying for medical school. I have a full-time job. Lord willing, she gets into the medical school that's 30 minutes away from where I live. There's a slight issue, though. Her family does not like me. For context, they are Catholic, so we align on the same beliefs. Why they don't like me is unknown. My girlfriend thinks it is because I am blunt, and they think I give off a holier-than-thou vibe, which if they really knew me, they would know I don't feel that way. I'm a sinner. Ultimately, I don't know how to go about asking for their daughter's hand in marriage. Should I meet with her dad? The mom would get pissed if I did that alone. I think that maybe it's just the mom that doesn't like him. Because he said, should I meet with the dad alone? The mom would get pissed because she would feel like she needs to be there. When I think that the father is the head of the household, I know I'm not asking for permission. I need to talk to them about it. They have told her relative that they would say no if I asked this year because we are moving too fast and are too young.
Whoa.
Yeah, my girlfriend would say yes even if they said no. Well, she is 22 years old.
Yeah.
She's a whole grown woman. So,
can I tell you a fun fact?
Yeah.
You don't got to ask them a damn thing.
Yeah, you don't got to talk to them at all.
You can. What I did is I went to them and I said, I'm going to propose to your daughter.
Bingo. Yeah.
Because I thought it would be nice to let them know.
I asked, can I do it on the family vacation that you've so lovingly planned? Like, can I make this about us?
Yeah. Patrick saw the 30 seconds of The Lion King where Timon and Pumbaa wore hula skirts, and he was like, that's what I want.
That's what I want to do.
That's what I want for my...
What do we got to do? Dress and drag and do the hula?
Yeah. Peter always wants to watch... Yeah, he does say drag, which is interesting. Dude, speaking of drag... Total tangent.
Milk.
The new season of the Great British Baking Show is 12 contestants. 4 of them are gay. I think 3 or 4 of them are just not British.
There's British. They're all gay. All right.
Well, that's true, but another third of them are not British, so they're from like Ukraine, South Asia. There's another one from Italy.
Unfortunately, that's also very British.
It's also very British. So like,
it's not British.
So like 8 of them are either gay or from another country, and then there's a woman who's on it, and I was like, oh, she looks normal. Like, okay, this is just like a normal gal. She gets her introduction. It's like, oh, she loves her sister and she loves to bake, all these things. And then the last thing about her bio is, and she's a drag king, and her alter ego is a construction worker, and she likes to go. And I was like, what? Why did we have to do that? Why can't you just be a baker? It ends up, and I feel bad about this, but it ends up whenever I watch this program with my wife, I'm just rooting for like the one straight white guy to win.
That's what I like.
Because there's only one, you know. And I feel
he's the token bad. Normal. Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Have you seen that tweet? That's like the trans flag, and it's like, I don't know what country trans flag is, but those girls are ugly.
That's pretty good.
Anyway,
what were we talking about?
We were talking about you don't got to ask them for anything.
Just
thing, man.
Just propose. This would be sicko mode if you just proposed and she had the ring on, and then you just FaceTimed them, and you're like, guess what? And then your fiance's all excited. Oh, come on.
First of all, the 2 reasons that they give for not wanting you to marry her are stupid and dumb.
Yes.
And you can choose which one is which. But
yep.
You haven't been... it's moving too fast. You've been dating for a year. You probably know by now. And so the answer is, okay, do we... Like, the only reason why you would delay an engagement is just for, like, timing purposes. Like, I don't want to be engaged for 2 years, you know?
Yeah.
Or just break up. Like, you're either you're like, okay, well, we don't want to break up. Okay, then you should probably get engaged. Like, a year is a ton of time. And you're 22 and 23.
That's a perfect time to get engaged.
How old do you have to be to get married?
Yeah.
You gotta wait another 7 years till your hair starts to fall out. Nah.
I think you should just propose to this girl.
Which one of us do you think is? Hold on. Which one of us do you think is gonna go bald first?
You. Absolutely, you.
No, I'm not gonna let it happen. I have a luscious.
You're gonna end up in your Taylor Schroll phase.
No one in my family is balding. None of the men in my family have balded.
Bearded Blevins looking ass.
I think it's going to be Ethan.
No, I've got thick, luscious locks. I saw a an edit of Joe Biden where he had like a nice long haircut, and I kind of want hair like that.
Yeah,
but I'm afraid to show it to my barber. This like
give me the Biden.
Give me the Biden if he were to have hair and it was long, and here's an AI edit of it. And
yeah. Wait, it's an AI edit of Biden.
It's a photoshopped AI. It's not real. No, it's not real. But I can't.
That's so funny.
I would feel wrong pulling that out and being like, "Listen, look at this.
This is a fake video of Biden. I want this haircut." Anyway, yeah. Just propose to her, and also like, who cares if they don't like you? You don't have to live in the same city as them. You know, like they
once you have grandkids, they'll like you.
They'll like you. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. It feels like a big deal now, but it won't be. I think you should just do it. If you love this woman and she would say yes, I don't know. I mean, the sacrament of marriage.
It sounds like everybody who needs input has said yes. So
yeah.
I'd go ahead with it.
Just go for it, man.
Yeah, dude.
You got this. Don't be afraid. This is what I've been saying. Do you really want to look back in 10 years and be like, oh, we waited an extra 6 months because we were afraid?
You don't. Like, you don't want that.
You don't want that at all. Just do it and be able to tell your kids, like, yeah, we got engaged. This is how you should operate too. If you live in fear, but you know the right thing to do, you should just do it. And that's how me and your mother have always lived.
I love
that. Be
that.
a sick example. Instead of like, Mommy and Daddy, when'd you get married? Well, we were going to get married here, but then we waited because there were Pappy and Pampaw.
Because Pappy and No were not
Pappy and
into
No were opposed. And they're like, what? Pappy and No, they love us. Like, yeah. You know, and then you have no good answer at that point.
I'm excited for the part of Leo's life where we have to tell him when we moved down to Florida, we lived at my parents for a couple months. He's going to be like, we lived at Grandma and Grandpa's house and we moved? Like, why did we do that?
Well, I could give him a few reasons of why you moved.
I could give him a few reasons. Oh, man. Anyway, okay. Next question.
Yeah.
I've listened to the podcast for 2 years now.
Let's go.
I love what you do and could use some advice. I'm 22. I joined a trade right out of high school, and I was 300 pounds at the time. I was very depressed. I stopped going to church for 2 years, mostly because of laziness. And then I went on a weight loss journey and lost 110 pounds.
Wow. That's awesome.
From exercise, running, and lifting. Decided to get back into church after a Sikh conference in Missouri 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Hey, we were at that.
We were there.
We were not we were live podcasting.
We were simping around.
We were simping around. I love being Catholic. I love learning about the faith. And in this past year, I feel like I've been put through a ringer. Bad breakup in January. Lost a close friend in a car accident. A week after that, I broke my ankle. Recovering from the surgery fully, only to break my other ankle. Needing the exact same surgery on the other foot. 5 days after my physical therapist cleared me for my first break. The lack of things I've been able to do has been really messing with my head. I've struggled with body dysmorphia from when I was heavier, and the lack of physical activity hasn't helped with that. I don't see an accurate picture of myself. I still see myself as 300 pounds. It's been hard to deal with that resurfacing lately. I get it. I get that. I still feel really fat, even though I've lost like 20 pounds in the last like couple of years. It doesn't go away. I don't think. I've never been 300 pounds, but I don't think that goes away. Sorry for the digression. We'll get back to it. I've had to dip into my savings for this year to pay bills. My ankle is not going to recover. I've recently learned. I don't like complaining. I like focusing on the bright things. But when I sit down, I feel bitter and angry. I can't calm down. I'm going to skip through some of this. I know this is long, and it probably boils down to stop being a wuss. But have you ever struggled with spiritual discouragement, and how have you gotten out of it? Thanks. Love the podcast.
Spiritual discouragement.
I've never been spiritually discouraged ever, so
it's actually really easy for us.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. So easy.
This is a good question. It sounds like you've got a lot going on. I don't. You can't pray your way out of this. You can't. Prayer is not going to be this crutch that gets you back to feeling confident and powerful and all of these things. Prayer is good, and God can heal you, and God can speak to you, and God can calm your heart and give you peace and all of those things in prayer. Absolutely. But if you approach prayer as, well, I need to solve, this is the only place where I can like make positive energy against all of this negative energy. Then all of this, you're coming to prayer with all of this like pressure of like all these other things that are going on in your life. It's like, okay, well now it's my time to pray. And hopefully some of these things start to work themselves out because of this time in prayer. So of course you're feeling anxious and angry and frustrated in prayer because you've put all the pressure on this one thing. Prayer should be a time to connect with God, to learn more about him, to really take the focus off yourself, not think too much about what's going on with you, reflect on your sinfulness, reflect on God's mercy. It's not a place to go to like fix all the parts of your life that you want fixed necessarily. So I think maybe reframing how you use your time in prayer and what you do in your time in prayer could be helpful. And then I think there's other things you can do. Like we don't ever recommend therapy on this podcast. So I'm not going to recommend therapy. But if the body dysmorphia thing is like preventing you from being healthy, there's probably some techniques that someone with a degree knows that they can teach you, in a limited fashion. I don't think therapy is your answer, but I think there's probably something you can learn from someone who is a therapist. Can I say that?
There's a line in you should watch the movie Central Intelligence starring Kevin Hart and
oh yes, when he's fat at the beginning and he does the song. Oh, come on.
And then Michael from Arrested Development starts making fun of, like,
calls him a fatty boom batty.
Yeah. It's Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and he's Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and he used to be a pudgy kid in high school, and then he becomes Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And he meets his high school bully. He sees him again, but he's fully changed. And the high school bully's like still bullying him, and it's working. And it's because, and I thought that resonated with me, because I was like, I will always be insecure about my weight. Always. I even said this to someone on Twitter the other day. They're like, "Oh, you replied to me calling you fat. You're insecure." I'm like, "Yeah, I am. Who cares? Like, that's just one of my insecurities." Oh, shoot me. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
No, Patrick.
Sue me.
There you go.
I mean, it's just one of the things that I deal with. And it's like, all right, I'm going to be insecure about it. Not much I can do about it. Can't let the insecurity ruin my life, or like worrying about being insecure about it. I think that's like, you kind of like, it starts to viciously cycle. It's okay to feel like, oh man, I'm 10 pounds heavier, and I'm really ashamed, and I'm worried that, people see my belly and like, whatever. Like it's fine to feel those things. It's part of life. And so it's like, I don't know. I think the suck it up part is like, the suck it up part is not like suck it all up. It's like, look, your feelings are like, your consciousness is like a river, and the feelings are like sticks in the river. And sometimes the sticks get caught on rocks underneath the river, and you got to dislodge them. But sometimes you pick up sticks that are in the river, and you're like holding on to them, and you're like, oh, this feeling is very important. But sometimes you can just let them go and let them ride. Sometimes they get caught in rocks underneath the river, and they get stuck on their own, and you have to go and dislodge them, and that takes some work. But it's like, sometimes you can just acknowledge like, oh yeah, that's a feeling that I have. And then it kind of just goes away, because it's not forever. I started feeling that way about, like, I would like be going to sleep, and I'd be like, oh, the podcast isn't working, we should stop. And I'm like, wait, it's 12 o'clock in the morning, and I'm very tired. I'm probably not going to feel this way.
Plus, the podcast is working. We've never been this big. We are booming.
That's what I hear. I call Ethan. I call Ethan at 12 o'clock in the morning, and he's just put one of his kids down, and then his other kid, me, is screaming on the phone, going, "Ethan, is the podcast going to work?" No, it's I just go like, "Oh, this feeling is going to go away." Like the thing is, like, yeah, I'm like occasionally insecure about my weight, but like not all the time. And so like, and when I do feel that way, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna, it'll go away. So
the biggest unlock is realizing that. I mean, you call them sticks, and you can hold them or let them go. The way I just say it to myself is like, feelings aren't real. This is an imaginary chemical response that's happening to me. That it's good to know. Okay, it's good to know that I'm feeling angry, or it's good to know that I'm feeling depressed, or it's good to know that I'm feeling anxious. But it has no bearing on the action that I take next. Really, at all.
Yeah, a feeling is about reality. It isn't reality.
Correct.
And also, I would challenge you to stop labeling it body dysmorphia, because you've now put a name to it. It's a thing that you have, and you
can blame it now.
You can blame it. But
my body dysmorphia.
I think what you have is you have the correct feeling, like a good and virtuous feeling from when you weighed 300 pounds. And you were like, I cannot do this anymore and live a good and healthy life. And then that motivated you to now weigh less than I do. That's cool. And now you still have that feeling of, I need to drop weight now. And like, so now you just need to like tell yourself, hey, like we're done with that. Like we've achieved the goal. That's what you're feeling. It's like a latent, it's a habit that you've built. The habit that you've built is, do you disagree?
No. I was going to say
the habit that you've built is, I ate some ice cream. Ooh. I did something wrong because I overate and got to 300 pounds. And so like, is it you feel guilt because you overate, because you used to overeat all the time. And so now you overeat once and you feel, but it's like, you don't need to have that response anymore. You can like retrain the response that you have to feelings are a response to stimuli. You're responding to overeating and gaining 10 pounds. If you had gained 10 pounds when you were trying to lose 110, that would have been a big deal. But now that you have lost 110, gaining, you're probably not gaining 10 pounds, but it's like gaining a couple pounds is not that big of a deal. You can deal with it. It'll fluctuate. We're getting into wintertime. Everyone's going to gain a little weight. It's going to drop off in March. That's how it goes. Anyway.
I would encourage you to return to the sacraments. Go to confession. Go to mass. You'll be okay. Stay the course.
Keep it up.
One more question.
And congratulations on
dropping 110 pounds is awesome.
That's insane.
If I lost 110 pounds, I would die.
Away. You would wither away.
So you lost basically a whole life. Which is incredible.
I can barely get getting below 200 is like, it seems impossible to me. So I'm impressed that you were able to do it. Okay. So, what's next? I think we should do another dating one. I want to sneak onto a freight train and go wherever. No. Girl Alta servers? No. Okay.
Whatever you want.
From Girl Fieri. Ethan's like, just pick a freaking question. Hey guys, I have a dating question, dating adjacent question that I need help with. My friends and I go to a university Catholic society. A guy keeps wanting to talk to us. He seems a bit special and doesn't seem like he has any friends. He's clearly interested in one girl in the group. She's not interested. He's trying to get to her by adding the whole group on different social media platforms. I got a friend request from him. One of the girls got a notification that he went on her LinkedIn. We're all nice to him. He gravitates towards us, trying to insert himself into the group. He asked to add one girl on Insta. When she hesitated, he got offended. She felt bad and added him, and now he messages her daily with compliments and personal questions. She eventually sent a clear, direct message saying, please stop. She eventually sends...
Please stop being so interesting. You're distracting me. I'm trying to study, and your messages are intoxicating.
She eventually sends a clear, direct message saying, so sends is like this happens all the time. Please stop messaging me. I'm not interested. He gets defensive, unsending a lot of messages, acting like she's just over analyzing, saying he's not looking for a friendship, whatever. Later, he confronted us in person within earshot of the chaplain, getting emotional, saying that we're leaving him out. We're all very uncomfortable, and now my friends have decided they're not going back, meaning I won't see them again. This isn't the first time there's been stress placed on my friend group because they don't want to seem unchristian by excluding people who are a little unhinged or make us uncomfortable. Is it wrong to try and avoid letting these people into the group? Is there a way to do it early so there's less fallout without being uncharitable, gaining a reputation for being mean, rude, etc.? What do you think? This is kind of dating adjacent. It's really not dating at all.
So this guy single-handedly kicked a group of women out of the Catholic student organization by being a creep zoid.
Term-based? I'm just kidding. That's obviously not.
I think we need to bring back girls being mean. Used to be when you grew up, girls were just mean to you.
Yeah,
and now, now they're all so nice. And I don't like that at all.
This guy needs to learn that guilting women can't work. Like it will. Like it does. It does. There's a reason why guys do it. But he needs to learn that it shouldn't. And
I think women need to reclaim one of the most powerful tools in their arsenal that they refuse to use.
A Glock 19.
I don't think you should have shot this guy, but I do think a well-placed slap across the face would have done wonders to this young man.
Dude, you're so right.
Literally, he comes up, "Hey, can I add you on Instagram?" He's like, "Oh, you don't want to talk to me on Instagram? You too good for me?"
No.
And then I think at that point, you just hit him in the face.
Yeah.
You just strike him across the cheek and you say, "You don't talk to me that way."
I think the chaplain needs to sit down with this fella and be like, okay, you feel left out by this group of women. Could it be because you're not a woman and you don't belong in the group of women? Maybe you should find a group of men.
I do think it's totally fair to go to the chaplain and say, "Hey, none of my friends come to the Catholic student organization anymore because of this guy."
Yeah.
I think that's actually something a pastor would need to know about, that there's
Correct.
people that are not involved in what's going on because of one person's actions.
Yeah, he single-handedly kicked out a group of at least 5 women.
Can you make fun of his clothes?
Just don't feel I talked about this on last week's episode. Men and women can learn from one another. And what women need to learn from men is how to not feel bad when someone else feels bad.
Mm-hmm.
I had a boss who used to say, like, I can't take this person's feelings into consideration when making this decision. Like someone would say, like, "Oh, someone's gonna get up." We'd bring up at a meeting, like, "Oh, so and so's gonna get upset if we do this." He was like, "Why? I can't care about that." And at first, I was like, but then after a while, I was like, actually, that kind of rules. Like that's how we should, because like, I can't, like, when making this decision, I cannot care about this person's feelings. I deal with it with clients all the time. Person's telling me, like, "You said this." Well, no, I didn't. Well, I think you did, and I'm gonna sue you. All right.
Do you think this guy had a messenger bag or a regular backpack?
I think we might be in rolling backpack territory with this guy.
Rolling backpack.
Yeah, dude. I think
you think he wore a jacket and just didn't zip it up?
I think he wore a jacket that was like
all the time.
You think he wore a jacket all the time, like a leather jacket with a fedora?
No, I'm thinking like a sweatshirt, a zip up sweatshirt that he never zipped up.
Like a one of those red zip up hoodies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What graphic do you think was on the tee? How many pockets did his pants have?
We don't want to get too far into making fun of this guy, but
yeah,
I
don't think we're making fun of this guy anymore. I think we're making fun of the guy that does this at young adult group, because this is an archetype. This is a type of guy, and it's really quite frustrating that he seems to pop up everywhere. And I think it's because of insufficient bullying. He's learned how to weasel his way in and be like a little rat
gnawing at the scraps of feminine, because they're not even, ladies are capable of such incredible, stimulating conversation and relationship, and they're not giving him any of it. They're literally, it's the scraps that's falling from the table of woman. And he's that's all he's getting. That's all he's got. And he's loving it. He's feasting. And these women aren't even giving him the time of day. So he's like this little scavenger going around trying to find women that'll give him a little morsel of relationship. And I think we should set a trap. We should put a woman out. We should use a woman as bait for this guy. Not an underage woman. A honeypot. And we should lure him in, and then there's a big hole. And inside the hole is like guys. And he has to hang out with them in order to get out of the hole.
How's it going?
Hey, what's going on? Are you watching the game this weekend? You know, and then he has to do that until he has to normally make his way through those conversations before he's allowed to speak to a woman again.
Yeah.
We don't execute him, but we get close.
In general, you need to stay away from people who are like, from guys who only hang out with women and from a woman who only hangs out with men. Like, you typically need to like, that is indicative of a deficiency.
Yes.
Your own team doesn't want to huddle with you, you know? You're not in the team huddle. What's going on? It's a bit of a problem.
You seen the picture of Drake in the Kentucky men's basketball locker room? You know what I'm talking about? There's this picture of Drake the rapper dressed up in Blood thinks he's on the team. It's like that. It's like when a girl goes to work at Barstool Sports, it's like there's something disgusting about a girl that goes to work at Barstool Sports. Like this, there's something wrong here. You know? Why are you here? Please get out of there. This is not good for you. Anyway.
You need your ladies, the fellas. You need your fellas.
I don't know what the equivalent is for men. I guess like working on a WNBA team or something.
Working at a nonprofit.
Working at a nonprofit. True.
That's not true. It's not true.
It could be true. Yeah. Working in a public school.
Yeah. Working in marketing.
Marketing. Listen. You're being mean now.
I have learned that marketing is actually one of the most woman concentrated industries. I didn't realize this until I started doing business, but most of the local marketing people that I know are women. It's interesting.
Yeah. It's interesting because I think direct response leans heavily to men, direct response in advertising, but then marketing in general is very female.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I think it's an artistic, there's a lot of artisticness to it. And anyway.
Neither here nor there. Let's end the podcast. I want to do the bonus show. I want to say thank you to the Freedom Group. We got to record the ad right after this. We can't forget. Jeez. We got to put it right at the beginning.
Guys, you gotta go to the freedomgroup.co right now because we messed up and it's not their fault. And we thought that our ads were running for them, and they weren't, and that sucks. And they're such nice guys.
Please sign up for a call.
They're such nice guys, and we did not tell you, dear listener. Here's the thing: I don't feel bad for the Freedom Group that we didn't run their ad. I feel bad for our listeners because they didn't get the reminder they needed that the help that they need is out there. That's how strongly I feel about the Freedom Group and helping people out. Because I've heard the testimonials. I've talked to these guys. You talked to the guys too because they were on our show. They do good work. Thefreedomgroup.co. Head over there. Anyway, we'll record an ad for them.
We'll record it after this. I want to thank everybody for listening. Please pray for our country. Everything's going to be okay.
Everything's going to be okay.
Stay frosty.
Stay frosty, folks.